Yeah, welcome
Hello.
everybody.
Hello. Okay, you go first, Gundit. First words on Google Hangouts from Gundit.
Oh, amazing. Welcome everybody. Arsenal fan circle. Yours truly live from South Africa straight after the game. Amazing, amazing results. Let's talk about it today.
Okay, so we finally figured out this format of Google Hangouts. Um, and here we go. This is episode 9 of our reviews every Sunday. And I just want to say we're going to go through the next 2 weeks. Next week, there'll be no game. Next Saturday, there'll be no game for Arsenal because of FA Cup weekend. And the following week, there will be no international break. So we will be having content every Sunday for you guys. And want everybody to jump in and send their questions,
Live comments and
comments, live comments, all of that good stuff. So, so let's start out, huh? I just want to say first of all, Gundit, I predicted everything would go just so. In my previous videos, you've seen we're not going to undermine what Arsenal just did. But Manchester United had that huge high from the Champions League, and we had that huge low from the Europa League, and the two forces kind of met in the middle.
collided. Exactly.
So take it from there, Gundit. What do you think?
Look, I'm so unbelievably happy with that result. As a lot of us, we didn't expect that. Like, we needed those 3 points in order to be in the fight. And especially now with those two games having been played, it was going to be this, and the game on Thursday is our season defining games, basically. And it's a fantastic performance. Xhaka totally passed the midfield. Didn't even look like we were missing Torreira. I love the fact that he put Ramsey along Xhaka, which I was saying for a while he should actually try. And our strikers playing their hearts out. Everybody basically laying it all out on the line.
Yeah. So the team was Bernd Leno in goal, three at the back, Socrates, Koscielny, Monreal, two wing backs, Kolasinac and Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and then two holding midfielders, Xhaka and Ramsey. Then we had Ozil in the 10, and of course our two strikers up front, who played their hearts out. So, like I said, I predicted there would be a good response from this game, and everybody check out the video I did last night. That's exactly it. All came to fruition exactly as I had predicted. So
Raymond,
I am no messiah, but I'm very happy I got this prediction.
excellent.
So no Mustafi on the team. I was quite happy with that, and I was okay with Kolasinac and Ainsley Maitland-Niles as our wing backs because Kolasinac brings us a lot going forward.
So much. I mean, you could even say Ainsley. Yes, morning time. Ainsley Maitland-Niles was even playing superb, and I'm so happy for our youngster that he just basically played his heart out. I mean, could you have asked for anything more?
No, no. So I was quite happy. I did talk about Ramsey sitting on Pogba, and I believe that's what happened this game. Basically, reduced Pogba to a non-entity in this game, and we all know how good Pogba can be if you let him run a game.
Oh yes, and let's talk about Burnley pulling off some saves, keeping us in the games at all times.
Yeah, yeah. So let's this we'll go through the ramifications of this result, but let's talk about it play by play, as we say. I thought we started pretty well. We started off probing, pushing Manchester United back, and having a lot of chances. So we had a very good start.
Yeah, very high pressing, which was fantastic. I mean, I'm really wordless. I really have nothing to
So
say
you're
because everybody's
speechless.
in the shit. Like,
You're,
I'm
you're
dead
so
silent.
speechless. You're going to leave all the talking to me. Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
This could be a show full of laughing and just happiness, but that's okay. We are 1 point off of third place right now. How does that
Yeah,
feel?
it feels like a dream. I mean, Tottenham losing to Southampton. I think it was one of the big guys actually. I think it was Troops who predicted 2-1, and he got it like spot on to
Uh,
Southampton, which
and
is crazy.
we have to give props to Richard last week when we went through the whole program. He did say, Tottenham going to Southampton is not an easy game for Tottenham.
I mean, look what happened to us when we played Southampton. Didn't we
Mhm.
lose? I think it was 2-1 or 3-1.
We lost 3-0 down there.
3-0,
No,
like
no. We lost 3-2.
3-2. Seemed like a tight game, but I mean, still, it's an L. Thank you.
Yeah. So, but we lost to 3 headers down there, but we were not. Um, and Spurs have their injuries problems this season, but we had very very bad injury problems.
Yes, we did have a lot of, but like Spurs, if you support Spurs, you're a bottler. Look how they're bottling things. Bottling final after final after. And people were saying they're in contention for the title at one stage. Like, what were
Maybe
they
a week
smoking?
ago. At the same time, they were in contention for the title. We were thinking they're going to crumble and we're going to come forward and take their place. I did a video as well, maybe a week ago, about the power shift. It's starting to
Yeah, yeah.
happen. It's starting to happen.
It's starting to. Oh, it's so true. It's like you're psychic, predicting today's result,
Yeah,
predicting
you
that
know,
Tottenham will bottle it. Hey, my goodness,
I'm just an optimistic gooner, and when things go my
lovely.
way, when things go the Arsenal way, I'm going to take all of the plaudits for that. But I could just as easily be wrong when and if we start playing badly. But we have a clear. We have no more top six clashes now. We've disposed of Manchester United today.
Yes. So if you actually think about it, in all honesty, I think it's against the top six. It's 3 wins, 3 draws, and 4 defeats, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and one of those defeats was the second game of the season where we really should have beaten Chelsea.
And one of them was against Liverpool as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and the other two were against Manchester City. So we've lost three. We've lost 3 out of 4 against the top two.
Yeah, we've literally only lost against 2 of the top 6.
Yeah, and 2 of the
That's the,
top two. Those two who are fighting for the title, we lost to. So
matter of fact, I
let's go
still
through it quickly. We didn't get any points this season from Manchester City. We only got 1 point from Liverpool at home. And we got 4 points against Tottenham away and at home, and we really should have beaten them at Wembley last week.
that would have been superb.
You think about it, we've been unlucky not to get 5 more points from top six.
Exactly.
We should have gotten 2 more points from Tottenham game and all 3 points from the Chelsea game. But anyway, we got 4 points just now from United. Thank you very much, Manchester United. You are supporting the Arsenal cause. You have just given us 3 points. But we took it. We took it out of your filthy red hands. And how important was that game back in January now against Chelsea at home?
Very, 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 very important.
You see, Gundit, every time they're up against this team's up against the wall, they seem to pull out a result at home.
You see, but why does it? Why does it have to be that way? Why do we have to make life difficult for ourselves first? Like, if we just play consistently, like how we play today, like tremendous things will happen, man. Like results, more points and points and points. You understand?
Yeah.
And that's what we need.
Okay, so London Old School. London Old School has joined us, and he says, "Evening, Ray. Evening, Mahir. Wow. Just wow. Thanks, London
Just
Old School.
wow.
I'm still trying to get to grips with the chat feature here, so I'm actually looking at the chat through my iPhone here. But
yeah, it's a pity I don't have my other device on me because normally while we're doing our streams, I answer Noe and London and everybody else like Richard, everybody that comes into the chat via like a tablet. So while we're even doing it live, I can at least answer questions.
So London Old School, let me know what you think about what you thought about the game other than those three letters. Wow. Actually, London Old School says Jacques is Screamer. So let's talk about that goal.
Mm. Muy,
Do you think David the head kind of cheated and tried to anticipate where the ball was going to go?
But he got made a fool of because you try and anticipate and try and be clever, but not anticipating the bounce and guess what else? The direction, because he totally got fooled into going the wrong way. Totally.
Yeah.
A mile off.
I didn't think that the ball was going that far to his left. But as they said on TV,
did you see the dip?
Once he set his feet, he was already moving to the left. And at that exact time, Xhaka, it had a bit of a swerve in it and turned a little bit to his right or our left.
Yeah, and it bounced just before him. Which helps a hell of a lot.
London also said that he thought that he meant to swerve. I definitely would not disagree with that. We got to give our players credit as well when things like that happen. I'm not going to say it's completely. All of the Manchester United supporters are going to be saying it was such a lucky goal or all that stuff. And I actually thought my first impression was that it took a deflection off somebody. My first thoughts were that it had taken a deflection.
I tell you, United people, it's so salty. I had a few United supporters telling me, "Oh, that was a soft penalty. That was a soft penalty. The one where Lacazette went over, right?" Yeah. So I said, "What's wrong? What's wrong, little baby? Are you crying? Is there something wrong?"
London also said it was like the Brazilian Roberto Carlos, that amount of swerve that he was able to get on the ball.
Oh, you gotta love London, and you gotta love Noe, and you gotta love everybody who's been with us since day one. Because without him, it would still be entertaining, but these guys are on another level of entertainment, and the love for the club, and the love for us and the support, it's too good.
London Old thank you for coming on. I know there are numerous webcams or fan sites that are having fun right now, and I'm glad you're here with us.
Oh yes,
we appreciate your choice to come and talk to us here in our small corner of the internet. But hopefully we're growing. Now we're doing Google Hangouts. It's going to be a lot of fun. We can probably bring on. I'd like to bring on Richard and Luca a few times. We'll have some more guests on.
Oh sure. Yes.
We have to network ourselves within the Arsenal universe and try to get some nice guests to come on. Once they see where we can put some quality stuff out there, we'll get more and more guests coming on. And we want to interview all Arsenal fans.
Oh
all
yeah.
around the world. We're just networking here and having fun. But let's kick on. On 12 minutes, that was the Xhaka goal on 12 minutes. Like I said, I thought it was a deflected goal. It was 25 yards, and I just love that the celebration from Xhaka.
Oh, that's the celebration, personal celebration of Xhaka.
And that followed a Lukaku chance where he sort of hit the ball into the ground. It bounced up onto the crossbar. We got away with one there.
Look, Burnley no save though.
Well, that wasn't a save. I thought it was a save, but it actually bounced up onto the crossbar. Lady
Oh,
Luck
that
was on our side. So many times through the seasons, Lady Luck has not been on our side, and I'm willing to take any little bit of luck out there.
any little bit of luck, any.
Uh, it was an interesting game in terms of it wasn't a real whole lot of clear cut chances.
Yeah, a few half chances. There was one opportunity where Lukaku was onside off a deflection, but Bernardo made a brilliant save that just managed to bounce the ball over the post. I'm sure you saw it. It
Mm-hmm.
was like a bit of
Yeah.
a slide.
We're starting to see Bernd Leno stepping up and actually earning us some points. There was a couple of occasions where United they didn't really threaten us too much, but they had a couple of opportunities. And the one where Leno saved at Lukaku's feet was very much important, perhaps a turning point in the game.
Turning point, definitely.
On 35 minutes, Socrates was booked with Pogba with a high kick. What did you think of that with Socrates?
Um, I don't think that was a yellow card.
Do you think Socrates is getting a reputation now, London Old School and Gundit?
I would love to hear what London Old School has to say about this, and yourself as well, and any of our other viewers that are tuning in live or catching up on the stream.
I want to say, first of all, I thought the referee had a decent game. And, we're in a WhatsApp group, and some of the Arsenal supporters were not complimentary of the referee, but you have to be fair as well, not see everything through the red of Arsenal. And, I thought that the referee had a pretty decent game. But I thought Pogba sort of goaded him into giving a yellow card because of this imaginary waving of the yellow card. And Pogba being a high-profile figure. London Old School said that Socrates is an emotional player. He sometimes walks that line,
Yeah, between getting seen off and showing actually showing
Yeah.
passion.
I'm kind of on the fence with Socrates right now. There's times in the season where I've said he is a good captain. He can be a good captain for next season. But then other times I'm thinking he's too rash and he's going to get himself sent off too much and cost us in too many games.
Look, he just needs to calm down a little bit, basically.
And London Old School said he's an emotional player, but that's what makes him good. And he also said United had a few chances first half. They could have won it if they'd scored the first that hit the bar. Very often the first goal is very, very important in these games. On 26 minutes, I did see Solskjaer talking to his staff about possibly making he wanted 3 in the midfield. And I thought at that time that they would adjust to what we were doing, but it didn't seem to make a difference to their play or our play. So I don't know. People were talking about Solskjaer being this master technician, and I'm gonna name drop again. I was talking to Graham from Arsenal Fan TV. I did direct message him, and he said that Emery is a better tactician than Solskjaer, but Solskjaer was just getting the best out of his players in this 2-month period. What do you think about that?
Look, those people. A lot of people were saying guys better, um, United are better, and all this jibber jabber, man. People being a lot of people being cocky that way. And we've just found out the truth.
Are we going to be cocky now that we have had the fantastic win over Manchester United?
No, let's stay humble. I'm not about that cocky life. Let's
Is
stay
it not
humble.
justified that we can be cocky?
Do you know what? I want to see the next three games. I want to see us put in a shift the way we did tonight versus, I think, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, Wolves.
I think that Wolves is rescheduled. I know our next two games. I'm not sure about the third game. Our next two games is the return leg on Thursday night versus Rennes, and then we play Newcastle United on Monday, April Fool's Day. So we need to guard
It's a
against
long wait.
not being April Fools.
Yeah, let's. You know what? Today's result will be pointless if we don't go to Newcastle and pick up another
Well,
convincing 3 points.
we'll be
Would you
playing
not
at
agree?
home. We'll be playing at home, my friend, for that game.
But you just never know. Like, I know our home form has been superb. It's been
Mhm.
top notch.
Yeah, that's part
Um,
of. I have a few questions, and maybe we'll dive into that right now. Are we too reliant on our home form? That's a question I have for the group. Are we
yes.
too reliant on our home form? Um, I, we're second to Manchester City in our home form, and I'm going to argue we've done quite well away from home, and I think we just need to pick up. We have 4 away games, I believe, if I'm not wrong about that. Um, Wolves, Leicester City, uh, Burnley, and there's another team away from home that I'm not familiar with right now, Everton. So those are 4 games that we have to play away from home. Let's put our home form to one side, Gundit, and say we're going to do quite well at home for the remainder of the campaign. But let's take those 4 games. Wolverhampton Wanderers are away from home.
It's gonna be tough. Wolverhampton tough. I would say the others we can easily.
Everton, you never know what you're going to get with Everton.
Oh yeah, that also. I mean, but basically those two games, Burnley, you can. I mean, you really can say 3 points at Burnley.
And that is going to be the last game of the season. Um, you know, we would have to do very, very well to lock up top 4 by that time. So that Burnley game may be a live game. We may need to get something out of that game. Hopefully, we won't, because we all know that Sean Dyke is no lover of Arsenal.
Nope.
Yeah, London Old School's comments are: we need to regroup for Thursday, onwards and upwards. I think
Yes.
I think Thursday presents another huge mountain, but not one that we cannot climb. You know, and so I think that we can easily, not easily, but I think we can get past Rennes on Thursday if we play like we did tonight. So, and then the other thing the London Old School said: Wolves and Everton are potential banana skins. So let's talk about Everton first. I know we just touched on Wolves, but Everton are a team that you don't really know what you're going to get. They got up for the Liverpool game, but I was debating with someone yesterday on Twitter. I really feel the manager was unlucky versus Everton, yeah, or versus Newcastle. Everton were done by some refereeing decisions or
Yeah.
offsides, much like what happened to us last week.
I mean, they held literally title contenders, like really strong title contenders, Liverpool, to a draw. Which, like, if that Everton shows up and the Richarlison and Theo and everybody's on form, they
Hmm.
can score goals. They will score 2, 3 goals past you. So we can't take it for granted that it's gonna be a win. But basically, yeah, like you're saying, the banana skins or banana peels, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Of London Old School and Matt here. What which fixture do you think presents more difficulty to us? Wolverhampton away or Everton away?
Wolverhampton away.
I agree. I think Wolverhampton away will be a difficult fixture. It's likely going to be a midnight game as well.
What was the last result? What was the last result? Just refresh my memory. When we played Wolverhampton the first time round.
Yeah, we played a game very similar to Chelsea today. Wolverhampton went a goal up through a Xhaka mistake in midfield. And if you remember, this is the one that Mkhitaryan crossed the ball in, a lot like Iwobi did on Thursday night. Crossed the ball in and it went in at the far post. We were very lucky. We scored in like the 86th to 87th minute through Mkhitaryan's cross shot. And much like the Chelsea today, obviously I was hoping that Wolverhampton Wanderers would hold on for the win against Chelsea, but that is a very damaging draw for Chelsea today.
Of course, because they're, I think, sitting 3 points behind top four or something along those lines.
Yeah, so here's the table right now. Let's even talk about City. So City's on 74 points. Liverpool had that win to close the gap. They're on 73 points. Now here's where it gets fun for us Gooners. Tottenham are dead in their tracks at 61 points. They can't even crawl anymore. They're dying. We've just beaten Manchester United. We are top four, baby. We're on 60 points, 1 point behind Tottenham, and then Manchester United are 2 points behind us. But our goal difference is superior to both Manchester United and Chelsea. Chelsea are on 57 points with inferior goal difference, but they do have a game in hand. If Chelsea were to win their game in hand, they would have to win by 5 goals to get above Arsenal on 60 points. You know, if they win, they will tie us on points, but not goals scored or goal difference. So we're pretty securely in the top four right now.
Which is excellent, though. I love it.
So an excellent day's work for the Arsenal. Tottenham lost against Southampton, which we talked about a little bit before
Fantastic.
before you
Chelsea
joined
drew.
us. I think Gundit or London Old School. Wolverhampton looked good at Chelsea. London Old School said Wolverhampton looked good at Chelsea.
Because they have really good players.
You know what? I don't know if you agree with me, London Old School, but I think, and Gundit, I think that manager for Wolverhampton Wanderers should get manager of the year.
Nunes, I agree with you.
He's gone about his business very low key. He doesn't cause any problems in the media, apart from that one instance where he ran onto the field with excitement. But he's a very humble, and maybe the team reflects the manager or coach a lot. You know, very humble, and they go about their business. They have a good group of players. They're very good defensively, and they're just a good outfit. They're having a fantastic season. I think they're around about 7th or 8th right now.
You know what?
Tactically aware. London Old School says tactically aware, and that is a very good point, London Old School.
Yeah. They beat Manchester United. They've won with Chelsea. Some very good results, you know.
They've beaten Tottenham. They drew with us at the Emirates. They've just drawn with Chelsea. So I think they, outside the top 6, they have gotten the most points against the top 6. So they're a really good effort. I thought, what do you think of Ozil today, everybody?
I don't know. I think he played a 7 out of 10 performance. He had a 7 out of 10 performance, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought he had a good game. The one irritating thing between Ozil and Kolasinac is that they very much broke down and started to drift into offside positions, which is kind of annoying. I know Kolasinac is in the team because he's a very good outlet for Ozil and also Aubameyang. So those three players link up very well. Kolasinac, Ozil, and Aubameyang link up particularly well. Ramsey, you always know what you're going to get out of Ramsey. He had a very very good game. He sat on Pogba the whole game, and we see that Pogba didn't have much of a game, much of an impact.
Yeah, true.
So
I
you
just
know,
love the fact our two wingbacks actually played very well. Ainsley Maitland-Niles especially, and
yeah.
Kolasinac bringing, some sort of impact into a big game, where we need them.
I'm very happy that it would be very tempting for Unai Emery to have picked a um, defensively minded team, go forward at the back, maybe not play two up top, two strikers. So I'm very happy that he did all of those things. Uh, he did both things. He was able to be secure at the back with three defenders, but also allowing some creativity, such that it is only Kolasinac really, but allowing Ozil to be in the team. We went a little bit narrow, but you put a lot of onus on the wingbacks to be your creative outlets when you do that. And I thought that both players played really, really well.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
My fear was that Mustafi would be in the team, and maybe Emery has learned the Mustafi lesson.
Raymond, I'd like to tell you something.
Yeah,
Mustafi has never been good enough for Arsenal. And
yeah,
we bought the guy for 35 million.
yeah.
Never been good enough.
No, he was a panic buy 3 seasons ago, and
Yeah.
he's only ever been really a stopgap. He's had a handful of good games, but um, yeah, that's Mustafi. Um,
It's Mustafi for you.
so London Old School said Ozil is still not running and getting stuck in as much as he should. He looks sluggish for periods of the game. And then on Mustafi, we should drop Mustafi now. We'll pick up on the Ozil thing first. Still not running and getting stuck. He doesn't get stuck in as much as we would like.
Yeah, we'd love to see him get more stuck into a game.
I really thought that Manchester United would be more physical today. Maybe that plays into the emotional high that they had in winning that game in Paris. I thought it'd be a more physical game today.
It could be that they were just a little bit more tired and we were coming off a low going on to try and get a high, which was mission accomplished tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to look at that Rennes game. My particular point of this was that any little bit of bad luck that was going, that we got it because Socrates ran that tight line again and he got himself sent off in Europe, which is likely to happen. Immediately after that, the guy scores a wonderful free kick. Whether you dispute our defending for that or not, it was a rocket into the net. And then the game kind of went into a lull. It was 1-1 for a long period, right? I didn't see it
Yeah.
live, and then we got unlucky with a deflected cross that went off of Monreal, went into the goal. So here we are, 2-1 down, away from home, and I think the players really didn't show up. They were not directed by the coach very well. Some of the substitutions were bad tactically. We have to be able to say that about Emery as well. When he does good, we'll say it. When he does bad, we'll say it. And then we do like Wenger. We go Wenger style and try to get a 2-2 draw, and we get caught on the counter attack at Rennes. So speak to that, Gundit, about the players' heads not really being there on Thursday night and the reaction that we got today.
Okay, firstly on the result against Rennes, I don't think the players' heads were there. They thought we could. This was going to be an easy win. We're going to roll over Rennes. considering the fact that it looked like one of the easiest throws from the whole group. We went in with the wrong attitude, wrong mentality, and we got rolled over.
Yeah,
Even the Emery substitutions made no sense at all, had no impact. I mean, taking off Aubameyang when you actually want to score the equalizer, playing with no striker for 20, 30 odd minutes. We could mention a whole lot of other things as well, you know?
yeah, that
But
was bizarre. Really, having no recognized striker and trying to play Ramsey up front.
because I only realized when somebody sent me a message to say, what's happening? Like, is there really nobody? So I was like, let me actually check. There was no luck, obviously no Lacazette because he's still missing, still suspended for that stupid challenge that he did in game versus Bait Borislav. And then I'm looking on the field and I'm checking that there's absolutely no strikers. So we pushed that aside and we said, okay, 3-1. Let's just like basically even at 2-1, I was thinking, okay, let's shut up shop, let's go back home and do the business at home. But anyway, they scored another goal due to our defense so big, disgusting, shambolic, call it what you want to call it. And then we
What
basically
you go
went into
for it?
this game versus United on a low, and I don't know, they pulled something out of the hat. It was magic. It was magic to watch.
Yeah, I mean, for a small club like that, it's absolutely fantastic to have a big team like Arsenal come in. We should have known the kind of reaction that that team would have for their supporters. London Old School had said we should have parked the bus after the sending off for Socrates, and
Yeah,
then
at 2-1.
London Old School says, "Agree, Ma. Here we thought we were going to stroll that game." So a big attitude problem on Thursday. Um, Somewhat like me, players are human beings as well. I consider myself a human being sometimes, and I was looking forward to this Manchester United game. So you know, but they've got to turn around on Thursday, and I think we have every chance of doing that.
Every chance. Yeah.
We've seen the absolute worst combined with bad luck on Thursday night to an absolutely fantastic performance. If you pair this Manchester United home performance with the Chelsea home performance, with the Tottenham home performance, you have a game plan for next season. You have a belief in the coach from the players, however many of them are going to remain next year. Um, you have to believe as an Arsenal player right now that this team is going somewhere. What do you think? Maybe I dropped my hair for a second, so he'll be back in maybe. But we are fine. I wanted to talk London Old School about the penalty situation, and I thought that for once one of our players was quite good at what I call simulation. It's not a bad thing anymore. It used to be a bad thing in years gone by when we had all of the foreign players coming in, and it used to be frowned upon to fall over for free kicks, fouls, and penalties. Now it seems to be the way the game is going. I thought it was a soft penalty, if I'm being strictly fair about it. Um, if it was awarded against us, I'd be a little bit pissed off. But when these things go your way, you have to take your chances, because we all know that when bad times come, those things are going to go against us. So we'll take the good running when we can. So it happened in the 67th minute when I believe it might have been Darmian leaned into Lacazette. Lacazette was driving into the penalty box, and um, he felt the elbow in his back. It was a lean into his back, but he went down very easily. I'm not going to criticize any Arsenal players for doing that, because that is the way the game is going right now. So let's see what you said there, London Old School. I thought from the referee's angle it was a penalty. On the TV replay, it looked dubious. exactly. So they showed the angle, and you're looking from behind John Moss's viewpoint, and you see a Manchester United player lean forward into Lacazette's back, and then Lacazette goes down. Like I said, I'm going to take that all day long. Um, but I like I had no doubt that Aubameyang would take the penalty kick because you want your top players to do that. But I liked when Lacazette got up, he had the ball in his hand. He's like, "About you're going to take the goal, you're going to take the penalty, and you're going to score." So I like that kind of confidence, and I also like the penalty kick, which was rolled right down the middle. London Old School got to get goals any way we can. Other teams do it, especially on the continent. Yeah, and it's something that, whether we like it or not, it's in our game now. I we're going to have a debate probably on the international break about VAR. I'm going to get with Gundit News, and we're going to talk about VAR. I think it's a good topic to bring up in 2 weeks from now. How we think it might impact the game. I'm very, very fearful it's going to impact the game for not the better, for the worse, you know. Um, yeah, on the old school, it did take balls to take that after the Spurs game, you know. But he's our top striker right now, and he needs to do the business for us. And you know, I could not understand people complaining about him missing a penalty last week. Basically, we've been surviving all season on our strikers, um, Lacazette and Aubameyang. If we would tally all of our goals, and you know, they should be the majority of the team's goals, but I would say it's a very high percentage, and we do need more goals from other sectors of the pitch. But looking at the Golden Boot right now, top goal scorers, Sergio Aguero is on 18, Mo Salah is on 17, and then you have Kane and Aubameyang on 16. So the Golden Boot is still on for Aubameyang to get. Go get it, Aubameyang. You need 4 more goals to get 20 for a season. With 8 more games, I think you should get about 5 more goals. Aubameyang's probably going to finish with about 22 league goals, and that's not a bad tally. I think Lacazette is on about 14, so that's not a bad tally in the league. Obviously, in other competitions, we're hoping that Aubameyang will score more goals in the Europa League as well, starting on Thursday night. London Old School might take a few seasons to get used to VAR. Are you talking about the referees to get used to it, or the supporters to get used to it? Because us supporters, we're going to feel very, very hard done by when it goes against us. And obviously, we're not going to care too much when it goes for us. But, you know, we try to stay balanced here. And then you also think Aubameyang will win the Golden Boot. So I hope you're right. Will be a nice thing if we got top 4 in the league, with Aubameyang being our top goal scorer, Lacazette getting quite a few more, closer to 20. And we want to see Iwobi. I believe Iwobi's playing quite well. When he came on as a substitute, he did quite well in the second half. I'm glad that Suarez got some minutes as well, and I was very, very happy to see Eddie Nketiah come on. So that's great. A few other things then before we sign off for today. We must pick up points away from home. So we briefly touched on that. This is going to help us. We're on 60 points now. That's amazing. Do you know all of last season we only got 63 points, so we are 3 points off of our tally that we got last year, which was too low. We are about 12 or 14, maybe 15 points ahead of what we have from last season as well. So with 8 games left, we need just 3 more points to get to 63 points, is what we had last season. Um, but obviously, we will want many, many more than 63 points. Today was a massive 3 points on the no school. Um, we have 8 more games. That's 24 more points to fight for. We have 4 home games, 4 away games. I'm going to say we're going to get we should get all 12 points at home. That will bring us to 72 points just on home form. And now I think we would need maybe just 8 more points. If we got 8 more points, um, so that means we are allowed maybe one defeat or 2 draws from the away games. We have some room now. If we were to lose 1 game away from home, and potentially that could be Leicester City, it could be Everton, or it could be Wolverhampton Wanderers. Uh, one of those games, if we're being really, really tactical about it. Now, you never want to go out and say, "Oh, we can lose 1 game." You're never going to want to say that, but theoretically speaking, we should win all of our home games. Off the top of my head, it's Newcastle is one of them, and I know there's a few other. Mid Crystal Palace, we should win that game. Brighton is a game I'm trying to get to actually. That's another home game. So those are wins that should come to us pretty easily, and that will bring us to 72 points. Like I said, if we got 2 wins out of those 4 away fixtures, that would be 70, 78 points. And I think 78 points might be enough for top 4. So really coming down to it, we could afford to lose 2 of those away games, provided we take care of our business at home and get all 12 points at home. But this has been a fantastic, fantastic day for our Arsenal. 78 points is the total we need. Yeah. So we've kind of arrived at that London Old School. 4 wins at home plus 2 wins away from home should do it. And hopefully we can do that before we go to Barnsley. But I believe if we go to Barnsley, we can get a result there. We should be able to beat Leicester City. That will be a tricky away game. And then one of 2, Everton or Wolverhampton Wanderers. But anyway, that's all fun for down the line. We are going to have Thursday night as our next bit of football to come from Arsenal. The team is buoyed. I'm so delighted we were able to halt the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer show. Do you think London Old School, if are they going to stick with Solskjaer? Will they give him the job, or will they maybe go for Pochettino? Let me know what you think about that. Because they are waiting to announce, and they were talking about possibly announcing Solskjaer in the next week or 2. I don't believe a league result like this will change their line of thinking. The Champions League results will have gone quite a long way for him, for Manchester United for them to be thinking about Solskjaer. So that is the state of play as we are right now. In the top 6, we have gained, like I said, I think before you came on, we have gained 12 points out of 30, which is 3 wins and 3 draws in those 10 games away from home. Away from home, we have gotten 2 points, I believe. One of them at Tottenham and one of them at Old Trafford. Next season, that will be the next step to win games away from home versus the top 6. We have performed quite well at home, outside of City and Liverpool. Even the Liverpool game at home, we played well. We have beaten Chelsea, United, and Tottenham at home, which is very, very good for Unai Emery going forward. Monchi is coming on board pretty soon. Hopefully, they will be reunited, Unai Emery and Monchi. Um, so, London Oscar, do you think Pochettino will go to Real Madrid? Wow. And Ole will stay at Man United. Okay. Do you think Real Madrid are the force that they were the last few years? Obviously, they've lost Ronaldo now, so that's going to be difficult for them. Um, but we let's look at our progression here for Arsenal. We have won those 3 games at home. Um, all 3 of those games have been crunch games. Tottenham was obviously a North London derby, so that takes care of itself. But the Chelsea game was deemed a 9-pointer. At the time, I think they were 3 points ahead of us, or 6 points ahead of us at the time. And we needed to win that game versus Chelsea. We took care of business that day with a diamond formation. Um, Today, Emery has showed his technical awareness in stopping Manchester United and stopping Pogba from playing. I like the way Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was gloating about how to stop Arsenal. Well, looks like Emery has figured out how to stop Manchester United. But yeah, the goal for next year will be to obviously improve the team, go into the transfer market, which maybe we'll talk about as well in the international break. We'll talk about VAR. I'm going to make a note of that right now. So VAR and transfers. We'll talk about what players need to leave the club, what players can stay another year, and what kind of players should we be targeting. And we will talk about VAR next time. London Old School. We were reeling the scum in 1 point behind. Yeah, very happy about that. The power shift is over, even if people called it a power shift. It was only ever a power shift because, as you and I both know, London Old School, it was due to a waning of the powers of Arsene Wenger, um, his job becoming more and more difficult, coming to the end of his reign, and then you had a Tottenham team who are admittedly quite decent, but they're not willing to invest, um, make their team better. And this Tottenham team, while decent, is only good enough for top 4. Although privately, I do not believe they will make top 4 this year. I believe Manchester United and Arsenal will make top 4 this year. So yeah, as I said, I was joking around with Gamar here earlier. I feel like a bit of a messiah. Some of my optimistic videos that I've put out in the last few weeks have come to fruition. But I'll take all of the plaudits when things are going well. But when I'm optimistic and things go badly, such as the last 5 or 6 years of Arsene Wenger's reign, ever since that Aston Villa defeat, which we've talked about before, um, it's depressing, but it's also happy. Manchester United have been beaten. We've had a great weekend as an Arsenal supporter, and even last weekend wasn't too bad. But this week, Tottenham losing, and Chelsea were lucky to get a draw. Let's say that much, and we beat Manchester United. So we are the big movers this week. We need to maintain that position now. It's actually good now. We're going to go to the Europa League on Thursday, and I think the players can switch off for a week or so. Some people are saying it's a bad idea, but they're probably going to take a week's vacation or week's holiday somewhere nice and sunny, like in your time, London Old School, somewhere nice and warm. I'm the only one that's in cold weather right now. My here is down there in warm weather, and London Old School, you're in warm weather too. So, but London Old School, thanks so much for coming on with us. Like I said before, you have lots of choices of other YouTubers to come online with, and really, really appreciate that you do every week patronize us. I lost my wingman somewhere down the line, and I hope I was doing okay going solo. But this has been a great episode. My wife asked me if I was going to be doing another 2 hour episode. I said, well, I don't think it'll be 2 hours. But, you know, these things are organic. These shows are organic, and they go for as long as there's a need to talk. And I don't think there's any more need to talk. There's just a need to celebrate. So, London Old School, thanks for coming on. Come on, you Gunners. Good show, Ray. And Matt here, where did you go? Gundit News left me. I don't like to talk by myself too much. Um, I kind of got influenced to start this thing up because Mahir and I were on a WhatsApp group. I was like, we agreed on so many things, and I told them to chill out. We're going to get results. I remember particularly the Huddersfield game when it was going very, very deep into the game. And I was like, hold on, we're going to get the win. We're going to get the goal. And Torreira popped up with that scissors kick, if you remember that. Um, I'm very, very happy that we're going to be able. I think we're going to be able to look back at the season, London Old School, and say, look back at the season and look back at it with fond memories because we have shown definite progression since Arsene Wenger. In some ways, some people will say Arsene Wenger guided the club to this point, that we were in such turmoil for the last 2 years. I don't know what is the truth behind all of that. When Arsene Wenger puts out his book, we're going to know a lot more about that. Did he save the club for the last 2 years, or did he put us further into decline? Um, Obviously, we did decline, but the club needed to be controlled, I guess, in a certain way. So happy we didn't go Moyesian uh, and regress like Manchester United did, and they've taken many, many years to get back to where they are. And we have just taken, it seems, one season to get back into the limelight. London Old School, good to have Gooners all over the world. Yeah, the internet's great. We're going to be able to connect with people all over the world, and I'm going to have Richard on. I'm going to have Luca on. Maybe Mobe Gooner will come on. A few other people. I think Lee Gunner is great. I like him, and he's talked about. He's got such a platform that he should really try to reach out to smaller YouTubers as well and collaborate. So I'm going to see if we can try to do that in the near future. I've looked at other YouTubers that have done this stuff, and they've taken many, many years to get going, to get traction, to get more people in their live chats. But in some ways, I like it to be intimate as well. There's just like 3 or 4 of us, and hopefully, Noe, if you're watching on this and Richard, I appreciate all of you guys supporting me in the future. London Old School. Maybe I will guest later in the season. I would love that. If you want to come on in this format, that would be great. If you want to do it as an audio version through a WhatsApp call, that would be great as well. And then London Old School. Wenger was a great manager. Looking forward to the book. That book is going to be full of so many things, and I just hope obviously it's going to tell his truth, and we have to maybe decide the real truth because things like the Robin van Persie sale and lots of other things like the Alexis Sanchez thing, letting Fabregas go and not bringing Fabregas back, the whole Ozil thing. There's a lot of things that need to go in that book. The truth will come out. But in any case, London Old School, we've been going for an hour. I appreciate you coming on. I'm going to give you an opportunity to go and check out some other people's YouTubers as well. I appreciate you coming on, celebrating this Titanic victory. I thought the game would be tougher than it turned out, and that's not loading. I feel like we really, really played well. It was a very similar game to Chelsea, and I will I'll sign off from that. If anybody is watching this on playback and liked the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, bell notification down there. Go check out Gundit News as well on Facebook. He does his own thing. I'm going to try and help him a little bit more as well. And if you're wondering about the shirt that I'm wearing, this is Bethlehem Steel shirt. So it's a local team, a feeder club to the Philadelphia Union, MLS. I'm a big English Premier League person, but whenever I get a chance to see some football, I'm going to go take the opportunity. And this is a segue into what I want to do next. Is I'm probably going to go to some of the match days and start a match day vlog on the YouTube side as well for Bethlehem Steel. You'll get an experience of me going to the stadium, and I'll be out putting some videos that way. So I think some people might like that, right? That one. Um, London Old School, thanks for coming on. I will see you next week. We will talk about the FA Cup. If there's anything you want to talk about in the next 3 weeks, drop it in the comments. We want everything to be interactive, and I'm very excited that you may come on the show later on this year or this summer. This thing will grow year on year, and I appreciate you coming on. But I'm going to let you go for now. This has been a great win for Arsenal versus Manchester United. We are going up, baby, and I want third place. We're going to knock Tottenham out of the top four, and that's it. We'll be in Champions League. We have to prepare for that next year, of course. But we want to be there. We want to get the money. We want to get the revenue. We want to get players in this summer, and Tottenham can go back to where they belong in the Europa League. But for now, over and out. Thank you.